He goes through the profiles of his schoolmates and edits their photos, turns them upside down, adds a moustache, horns, or an elephant's trunk. Stops on Yana's photo, looks at it for a long time. She is stunningly beautiful. He wants to draw a heart on her photo, makes an attempt but cannot find the strength to do it. Instead, he turns the terminal off and slowly shuffles back to the balcony. Kerr pushes the door and sees a strange scene. Mother is crying and Uncle Corny hugs her. Kisses her forehead and apparently says a prayer. When they notice Kerr, they jump from each other like scalded cats. So, starts Uncle Corny, but gets stopped by a coughing fit. And what is your final choice, he finally asks. Lamplighter. A lamplighter, says Mother. Quickly, without looking at Uncle Corny, she takes Kerr's hand and they leave. Settlement of Thermal, a tiny waiting room at the railway station. Armchairs with torn covers, portraits of the leaders of the past. Stuffy air. The navigator's train is late. This is a rare occurrence under Progress Program control. This is why Mother got worried and went to the control room to ask for information. Kerr is looking out the window, his head propped with his fist. There are pylons, mountains, cables. A big-headed station robot is trudging somewhere, nothing extraordinary. There is about a dozen of dead flies between the thick, dim double glazing. This is more interesting. How did they even get there? Kerr gets sunk in his thoughts. Hey dude. There is an unshaven fellow in a dirty leather jacket standing in the doorway. Kerr mumbles something incoherent in response. The fellow sits next to him, fidgets in the armchair and grins. You are the lamplighter's son, right? Kerr nods. Was a decent man, booms the fellow. He once slammed one of ours, really slowed him. Hell. Decent. He smells of wine and sweat. His hands are shaking on the armrests. His feet are black with dirt. Why are you stuck out here like a sore thumb? Failing the 5-year plan? Kerr mumbles his usual, well, you see, and nods towards the window. Oh, you're waiting for the navigator. To choose a profession, I reckon. I had a profession too. Worked at the GOS, was a senior machinist for the pipe shop. And then robots came and took everything away. The profession and then the fellow gives out a sound similar to the roar of a wounded animal. And you know who I am now, dude? Kerr shakes his head. The fellow leans forward and says in a loud whisper, I'm a revolutionary. They spend some time in silence. Train whistles in the distance. Progress Program is making slaves out of us, continues the fellow, and we need to fight it. You know what our main weapon is? No? Wits, he says, and bursts into half roar, half laughter. Look at me, I'm free as a bird, yet I'm in the heart of a prison. I'm giving you good advice, you need to live this way. And the revolutionary shows a swimming fish with his hands and grins. Alright dude, now tell me what type of slavery have you chosen? Lamplighter. You'll become a lamplighter, says Mother, coming into the waiting room. Her voice is brisk and angry. Now get lost, scoundrel. Ah, is the fellow's only reply. Exiting the room, he adds, you'll be working your damn fingers to the bone all your life and then pop off like your father. Mother goes pale and starts chasing after him. The thing of the arriving train stops him. Tall and well-built navigator. His open coat reveals a formal, well-ironed suit. His lips are pursed disapprovingly. He looks around. It's dirty here, but it's fine. We'll deal with it too. We'll tidy up here as well. As he speaks, he casually brushes a fleck of dust off his sleeve. Mother stares at him in fascination. What's wrong? asks the navigator. Your eyes, Mother. Your eyes are glowing. Kerr also noticed it. These were not eyes, but two bright blue flashlights cutting through the darkness with their light. I'm serious, son. Can you see it too? I noticed it before, during our conversation in the net, but I thought that this was an effect. What do you call it? Computer generated. But it is so in real life as well. Amazing. In reply, the navigator brushes another fleck of dust off, now not so casually as before, then says, "These are implants. Do you like it?" "Oh," exclaims Mother, "I love it." "I'm glad. Now please come in, comrades. We have a serious task to do." The carriage is light and tidy. It has no windows. Lines of screens go along the walls on top of one another. There is a swivel high-back leather armchair in the middle. The audio system is playing classical music. "Take a seat, I'll be back in a minute," says the navigator. They settle on the couch in front of the armchair. First Kerr, then Mother. They sit right on the edge with their backs straight, looking at the screens. They show people: Uncle Corny, Aunt Tamara, Yana. "Yana. Can you see our old woman there?" asks Mother in a whisper. The son shakes his head. They never install cameras in houses. These are the rules. "It's a shame," she continued. "We could have had a look. I'm sure she invited old men to have a drinking bout." The thought seems extremely amusing to her. She sits back on the couch and nudges her son in the shoulder. "Keep your cool, Kirill. We can do it. Everything will be okay." The navigator returns. He is holding a bulging bag with Algolva's emblem on it. Something similar to an antenna is protruding from the bag. "These are presents," he says. "You'll get them after making your choice." Then he delivers a long, official congratulatory speech from one of the screens. It's overflowing with standard cliches such as the first big step in your life, civic responsibility, and equal importance of every person and every profession from Progress program. It all ends with a direct path to a brighter future. Finally, he puts his tablet aside and looks at Kerr with his glowing eyes. Attentively, inquisitively. Mother's high spirits sink awfully low by that time. Sitting with her head down, tugging her hair, looking troubled. "Well," says the navigator, "it's time to make up your mind. What profession have you chosen?" "Lamplighter," says Mother, and gives a heavy sigh. The navigator turns his gaze to her for the first time, stays silent for a while. Starts typing something on his tablet with one hand. "The probability of your setting the boy up for an unhappy future at this moment is high." His voice is unemotional, empty. "Are you sure about your choice?" "Yes." "Happiness. What is this happiness of yours?" says Mother. "There is no such thing." The navigator chuckles. "My grandmother and grandfather suffered. My parents suffered. My husband suffered. I am suffering. And Kerr will. There is no other way. Because this is the way it should be. These are not just moments of suffering. These are flashes of the great flame, tests that we should pass on our way to eternal life." She raps it out briskly as if she is afraid of changing her mind, gets out of breath by the end of her speech. "Well, it's your business," the navigator shrugs. Makes a wide swipe on the tablet with his finger. And Kirill becomes a lamplighter. In a few years he will graduate from school, master his trade and work in the mines for days on end in steam and scorching mud. His face will become weather-beaten and rough. Burn scars will appear on his left hand. After his granny's death, he will continue living with Mother. Mother will grow old very quickly, idle and lonely. She will sink into moral decay, will spend entire days on singing and forbearance. Together with his Monica and son will use to refer to believers in the flame. They will have arguments about that. Mother will be ardent and fluid and enthusiastic. There will be moments of joy, also very few. One day they will take in a homeless dog. Another day, a glittery zeppelin surrounded by spikeheads will fly over their metal bunkhouses. Aunt Tamara and Yana will also lead a lonely and quiet life in the settlement of Inferno. One day, Yana will invite Kerr to her birthday party, and they will even dance together. And then they will write the once. There will be no third time, which will greatly disappoint their parents. Uncle Corny will write to Kirill's mother on the net, less and less often, and at the end of the 5-year plan period he will suddenly move to Algova. Reportedly, he would give up on the flame and get very close to navigators. Soon after Uncle Connie leaves the cinema, the unshaven fellow in a leather jacket will also disappear. No one will know what happened to him. Most probably just fell into the gardens and after drinking too much on a rainy day. We need to make the revolution, sharp tongues will say. The navigator will watch all of this from Algova. He will take notes with his tablet, write reports and letters. One day he will wonder if the robot cleaner got broken and started making patches of dust. The navigator will make a new habit. Every morning after exercising and taking a contrast shower, he will be wiping all the screen on the clock. He will be able to wipe the dull grey off them. The end. You've made Kerr unhappy. It may seem like you had no other choice. It's not true. According to the progress program calculations, Kerr has 11 different destiny options. You may be happy, you will have a chance. Let's play. I thought Roman Blazov. Just Anna Blazov. Music and sound by Telemechanical. Soundtrack, telemechanical.bandcamp. Well, that was a very quick game. That was about half an hour. I played through one version of the game, but as the game said at the end there's 11 different endings, so obviously you can change your mind about your profession at all of those junction points. I guess you can go backwards and forwards and the story will change as you make the decisions, but yeah, that was my first look at Dull Grey by Provodnik Games, and thank you Sometimes You for the review key. It's available. Let me just check Steam if Dull Grey is on Steam as well. No, it's not. So it's only on consoles, and it looks like the release date is the 5th of May. So I'm in Australia. It's 9:43 PM here in Western Australia. So I assume tonight/tomorrow the game will be released. My name's Inferno. This was Dull Grey. Have a great week, and I will see you next video.